Hey guys, Crafted1 here, and we just watched the September Direct, which had a lot of huge announcements, including Mario Galaxy, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond's release date, and many more. So today, I am joined by these lovely people, and we are going to be talking all about it, and including what was not there, because we're missing some things. so, starting with Darian down on the bottom left. You want to introduce yourself real quick?
Yeah, what's up, guys? My name is Darian, also known on my channel as Supa Koopa, and I run a channel called the MFC, also known as the Mario Family Channel. And I love doing videos all about Mario Kart. And right now, my big fix is on Animal Crossing, which is where I kind of met Crafty through. So it's really great to be here.
Yeah, and then right below me, I have Mr. Lizard, also known as Lizard Pushing Buttons.
Howdy, howdy, you guys. Excuse the sick voice. I ate a poison mushroom from Mario Bros. 2, so I'm a little under the weather. But yeah, like Mr. Crafty right above me said, I have a YouTube channel, Lizard Pushing Buttons, where I review video games and talk about video game stuff. They're absolutely like my favorite thing on the planet, and I'm super excited to be here. So thanks so much for inviting me, you guys.
Yeah, no, thank you guys for being able to make it. This direct was crazy. Did we all watch it live?
I did indeed.
Yeah, I woke
Same
up
here. Yeah, that's fair.
6 in the morning. So yeah, let's just
Oh.
get right into it. Starting with what was missing. I think we could get this out of the way. No Animal Crossing news. Well, any thoughts on that? Okay, first let me ask, you guys think we're gonna get Animal Crossing at all next year? Are we gonna see some sort of reveal? Does it not being in this direct change anything for you?
I mean, I would say that I didn't really expect to see it during this direct, which might surprise you guys because there are like so many rumors going around everywhere about Animal Crossing 2026, right? Um, but Animal Crossing tends to take its time. I mean, the only time I could think of where an Animal Crossing game launched with a Nintendo system or was around the same time was New Leaf on the 3DS, which came out like a year after the 3DS launched, right? So if we see an Animal Crossing title, I believe the earliest we're going to see it is going to be either summer 2026 or summer 2027, especially because we have the Animal Crossing team probably working on Splatoon Raiders right now.
Honestly, I kind of agree. Everyone in my chat was saying that they were expecting more Animal Crossing or something Animal Crossing related. And as much as like all my videos might suggest, I do believe we're still getting it in 2026, but I think we're probably going to see it in February during the February direct. So sometime next year. Any thoughts on it, Darian?
So a lot right now on my channel is riding on the fact that Animal Crossing would not be announced in the direct today. So I'm actually very
Mhm.
happy and excited that we didn't get any Animal Crossing news. The I'm actually working on my first episode of a new podcast I'm starting right now. I'm calling it Nintendo Didn't, so we did.
So cool.
And yeah, so it's currently being worked on as we speak. So what I'm gonna be going through is like my thoughts on the direct, as well, kind of like what we're doing here and some things that didn't make it in. And I think that the only thing that um could have ever really made it that makes sense would just be a year that the game would be announced, and like just the title um of Animal Crossing, no certain name or anything, just Animal Crossing coming. And personally, I think 2027 summer is more likely at this point, in my personal opinion, just to give it more time to like really work on the game and maybe even see some of my ideas. You never know.
Yeah, 100%. I think honestly, because Animal Crossing, I guess the only reason why a lot of people thought it'd be shown off today was because Animal Crossing New Horizons got teased during a September direct. So I think that's where a lot of people got the idea. But historically, a lot of EPD 5 EDP5 games get revealed in the February. So, Splatoon 3 got revealed in February. I believe New Leaf got revealed in February as well. So, if we get some sort of tease or an announcement, it'll be next year during the February Direct, is my thoughts. Yeah. Okay, but I think that kind of just sums up very, very quick on why our thoughts on Animal Crossing. Anything else to add, or should we move on to the main Direct?
Maybe a little off topic, but if you guys are waiting on like an Animal Crossing title to play, you should definitely play some of the older titles because there's a lot of
Mm.
charm in those. I've been playing Wild World, and I'm totally falling in love with it. And I know that there's some people who are fond of the Wii title or the GameCube title or even the 3DS title, right? So I feel like now is just like the perfect time to go back and play some of those older classics.
Oh, 100%. I actually started playing. There was like a mod for an up-resed City Folk. So
Oh, dude, I saw that.
yeah, I don't know
The
if you could.
deluxe.
Yeah, the deluxe. Yep, yep, yep. I
Oh.
may have been playing that, of course, on my Wii. But yeah, 100%
Nice.
agree.
Some letter bomb going on there.
All right. So but yeah, I guess that's kind of all of our thoughts on Animal Crossing. Time to get into the main announcements, starting with what they started with. Mario's 40th anniversary. I guess overall, how do you think they did on the celebration side of things?
Oh, um, I I might be a bit biased because my very first Wii title was Super Mario Galaxy. So I'm actually sort of happy with what we got. Um, I really like Mario Galaxy, so getting a Mario Galaxy movie is like the best thing that could have gotten announced. And I'm not even really like a big like Illumination fan. I wasn't like super like amazed with the original Super Mario Brothers movie that came out from Illumination. But yeah, I love Super Mario Galaxy, so it's definitely bumping into all of those nostalgia points right there, right?
Yeah.
Um in terms of like Mario Galaxy and Galaxy 2 coming out on the Switch, I was excited about it until I saw that it was like $70. And at that
Oh.
point, I was just like, I'm just gonna buy the used games on the Wii for like $10 a pop.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even look
Or
at the
yeah.
price, to be honest. I didn't even think about that. I thought it was
Yeah,
going to be 80.
it's $70 for an original Switch title. So
Yeah.
um that's crazy. It costs more than Breath of the Wild did when it came out.
That's crazy.
So
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Darian, any thoughts before I go ahead?
Yeah. Well, I was hoping that they would start with like a Mario montage, and what I really liked about the beginning of the direct was that they showed some just really cool artwork of like Mario throughout the years where they began. Um, I think that was really cool, and there might have been even some things in there that we've never seen before that were released like from the directors themselves. So I think that was really neat. Overall, I think they could have had some heavier hitters. I would have
Hmm.
loved to see Mario Baseball instead of Mario Tennis because
Yeah.
Sluggers on the Wii was one of my favorite games to
Hmm.
play on
yeah.
that. So it's a real bummer not to see that one back. But I'm really digging the fact that there is a story mode in that game and that even another tennis game is getting a story mode before Mario Kart World ever got any sort of adventure mode, which is kind of a crazy thing to think about. But man, yeah, I think they did pretty decent. It was around the lines of what I thought that they would do, not what I would have wanted them to do.
Hmm.
Because I was really kind of hoping for like a Mario Maker 3 or like a 3D Mario, something like that. But I think what they did was pretty good for what like Nintendo has been doing recently. So,
Yeah, I think for me, when it comes to like this whole 40th celebration, it's it's hard to explain. I think if I grew up with Galaxy, I would have a lot more excitement. But since I didn't, I think like I kind of hopped back into the whole Nintendo train when Odyssey and the Switch came out. I never really played Mario Galaxy 2. So there isn't really a lot of excitement for me when it comes to them re-releasing the games. And that's where everyone was like, "Oh, but you could play them." But then as Lizard said, they're $70, and it's also like I also have the 3D All Stars collection, so I already own half of the game. So I'm paying $70 for essentially Mario Galaxy 2.
Oh, you
Um,
can buy it separately. I hate to interrupt, but you can buy
oh, you
Mario
can.
Galaxy 1 and 2 separately for $40 a pop.
Okay, I guess it's a little better.
It's a little better.
But so I
I'm
mean,
not defending it, but
it's a little bit. I think but overall, I think it was a little lacking compared to like the 35th, because the 35th had like the NSO game. It also had 3D All Stars collection, and I think it had like two more other games alongside it. Of course, here we got what Fever, and then and then what else? But yeah,
Yoshi.
Yoshi. Yeah, so
Yoshi.
I I don't know if Yoshi's a good Mario 40th game though. That's just my thoughts. Am I crazy?
I mean, technically Yoshi's Island was Mario World 2, right?
Tech Technically.
I'm,
But that also
yeah,
had
I don't
Mario in
know.
it. This Yoshi
I'm
game does
stretching. That's true.
Yeah, I in the final big game, they didn't show Mario once.
Oof, that's true.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. And I think a lot of people in my chat were also saying like, "Hey, but it's technically in the Mario universe." But yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little too picky. They also did a bunch of collectibles. They revealed the talking flower, which we still haven't gotten a price yet. I found that a little. Unless Lizard, you have an update on that too. I did research before this.
Ah,
Um, I haven't found out. And then we got some Galaxy Amiibos, Rosalina, and then Mario. Are you guys big Amiibo collectors?
I have quite a few amiibo, but they're like a lot of the third party ones. So I've got like the Dark Souls Solaire amiibo.
Hmm.
I have the Shovel Knight amiibo, and I've got like the Fire Emblem ones, but I don't really have a lot of like the Mario ones.
Yeah.
I am not amiibo friendly whatsoever. I didn't even know how to like tap them in the game, and I even own a few, and I just had no idea how to use them. Because at first I didn't like start it on the Wii U, and like it was like had the little pad on there that
Mhm.
you could like scan it onto, but like I never even understood how to do it. Like so it just was a lost gimmick for me. One thing I do want to say is I find like there's that like storybook that they're adding to for Mario
Mhm.
Galaxy that they are also releasing as part of some merchandise, which I think is really cute. That Mario Galaxy and 1 and 2 have been like a pretty nostalgic game for me. I grew up in the DS and Wii era a lot, so a lot of my gaming was around that time. So I actually like when they announced the Mario like Galaxy movie, like I kind of teared up a little bit because I really enjoyed the Mario movie itself and like Galaxy and the music especially has something special in my heart.
Mhm.
Oh man,
So
yeah.
I was very happy to see like that there was going to be a couple like positive changes and some more like dialogue in the storybooks. And I know that they're going to be giving Rosalina the royal treatment. Did you guys happen to see like the a little Rosalina guest appearance in the Mario Wonder
Wait,
thingy?
what? In the Switch
Wait,
2
what?
edition?
Yes. So Rosalina made a little appearance in
Like
that
when?
trailer. So check it out and one more time.
Yeah, that's actually
Okay, I'll have to give that a rewatch.
this definitely feels like a lot like Mario Galaxy Celebration kind of style, which is which is okay. I think they're just kind of capitalizing on the nostalgia for a certain era of Mario, and that's just an era that I wasn't really a part of. I guess we didn't really even really talk about the movie. It did. I'm still surprised that it's coming out next year. I don't know. Like it's been said a lot that we're still getting one, but it just feels so soon now, especially it being in the spring. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just crazy to
I
think
think
about it like less than 12 months.
I think the decision was made to release that movie because they didn't want to bump into the Zelda movie, which is supposed to come out in 2027.
Yeah. Yep. No, I completely that makes a lot of sense. Do you guys think they changed the title at all? Because I don't know if you guys kept up with like the rumors, but Universal on an official investors shareholder meeting had the title Mario, or was it Super Mario World for the movie for like a little bit,
The
and then
Super Mario World movie, I think.
yeah, it was like yeah, there's just the Super Mario movie world or something like that. But that was like on official Universal documents for their shareholders, and I guess they changed it. So
Maybe it could have been a placeholder as
yeah,
well.
working title or something like
True.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another game, Switch 2 edition of Mario Wonder, as you were saying, is it?
Right.
I'm surprised that this wasn't released this month.
Yeah. There's not much going on there, honestly. Like, it's cool to add like a little bit more like, like community to the game.
Hmm.
But yeah, I get what you're saying there. Like they had time to work on it, and it just, I don't know. It seems a little bit like yeah, I think you were saying like there were some incomplete, like they
Hmm.
didn't show all the new levels that they were going to be potentially making because they announced like new levels. Um, but I don't know.
Throughout this whole direct, I've had this feeling that Nintendo is like internally delaying a bunch of things, and I think this Switch 2 edition is probably one of them. Like they got
Mm,
caught up developing something else or trying to support, Mario World or sorry, Mario Kart World or something like that. But yeah, they said like they're adding more levels, but they didn't show any at all in the trailer. They maybe showed one, so which makes me think that like I think they're behind on development for a lot of things. They're just kind of biting off more than they could chew. But yeah, Lizard, any thoughts on the world or the Switch 2 edition of Wonder?
Um, I noticed it was like very like multiplayer focused,
Yeah.
which
Hmm.
I I don't mind. I love sitting down and playing games with my homies and stuff, but like I feel like there's seldom a chance that I have all my friends over for beers or whatever, so we can play video games. And whatever we do, we have like set games that we play. You know, it's the Jackbox games.
Hmm.
There's Mario Party. There's Rayman Raving Rabbids, if you guys remember that one. And then it's like Wii Sports, Smash Brothers, and Mario Kart World, right?
Hmm.
And I don't think that most people are gonna like, slot in another title, especially one that you kind of already have to have prior knowledge of into like that like sort of like 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 grouping of
Hmm.
party multiplayer games, right?
Yeah.
I think that maybe if you're in a room of other Nintendo fans who have all played Mario Wonder, this would be fun. But otherwise, it's going to be like that one guy who has the copy of Mario Wonder is going to stop everybody who hasn't played the game as much, maybe.
Hmm.
And it doesn't seem like a game that would be in like that party game rotation, which makes it kind of baffling that they decided to focus on mainly multiplayer for the Switch 2 edition.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I think I from what I picked up from the trailer as well is that they're maybe using their whole online functionality as well. That they might be able to have some sort of connect with some people online because that's already in the game, but less of a sense of ghosts and more of like an actual player. That's what at least I
Yeah.
got from it. I don't know anything that was officially announced afterward, but
I hope
If
they're
they
online. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, no. I think you and I were about to say the same thing. I'm gonna let you say it.
Well, if it was anything like Mario Maker 2 and like how terrible the online and laggy that was,
Yep.
they better be improving their online experience when it comes to this because that was unplayable and kind of ridiculous. So I
Hey, you
wanted to
know
also
what?
mention the Koopalings made an appearance in the trailer as well, which
Oh, I
was
was happy to
brought
see
in
that.
another problem a lot of people had with Wonder was that the boss fights felt very repetitive.
hmm.
So
Hmm.
hopefully they are unique enough to where it adds more of that variety to the game. But yeah, definitely, I think that online multiplayer and everything, it will help with some of the problems with the game. But what I found is like ever since like New Super Mario Bros. On the Wii, like we played that with friends, and there's like those clips on the internet where like people are like throwing like the
Talk.
other like family members like playing as Toad like into the pit. and like there's like ultimate like revenge, and I find that game really difficult to play with other
Mhm.
people because if you like run off the screen it like feels like you can't keep up with the whole team, so you really got to like stay in the same area. So like adding more like multiplayer functionality to me like doesn't seem like a good move just because it is harder to play in a group of people, especially a large group of people, than it is to play single player. And that's
Mhm.
just my
Oh,
opinion.
Yeah, I
I
think.
agree. The amount
Uh,
of beef.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
The amount of beef that my older sister and I had because of New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I swear, dude. Like we would get into physical altercations because she would like I'm not even kidding. Like we're pretty much the same age. It's like an 11th month like age gap. And dude, the amount of beef we had sometimes. Sorry. So yeah, I can totally picture kids getting so mad at each other because of Mario Wonder Switch 2 edition and throwing hands with each other.
A hundred,
That's
100%. Luckily, I think like the whole minigame island thing, all of it takes place in one screen, which I think solves that issue that you mentioned. But when it comes to like the story mode and then hopefully the new levels, um, yeah, that's something that they have to figure out.
For
um,
sure.
are we planning? Are you guys planning on picking up any of the games that they announced for the Mario's 40th?
no.
We talked about the price for Galaxy 2 bundle. I it's hard for me because it's like, of course I want to play. I played all of Galaxy on the Switch. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not a part of that generation. I'm not that hyped about it. If that makes sense. I
You know
don't
what?
know.
This got me more excited to go on eBay and buy Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 for $10 each on the Nintendo Wii. Or honestly, to just download it off of one of those really funny, awesome websites.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think definitely picking up the Switch 2 edition of Mario Wonder. And then I'm just not a big Yoshi guy either. So
Hey, one thing I will say about the Yoshi game is that they got the music way better from that Yoshi Island like 3DS game.
Mhm.
Like that music was
Everything was
like
kazoos.
Mhm.
and it wasn't even good kazoos. It was like out of tune kazoos. Like it was bad, guys. I would use that music to like put over like a trolling session like in
Yeah.
Among Us back in 2020. Like the music is so bad. So it looks like they got the vibe right for a Yoshi game, and I'll give them that. It's just not something that I personally am going to be picking up. I think the only thing that they announced that I actually am going to do or like participate in is probably go see the Mario Galaxy movie. I
Yeah.
think that's probably the most likely thing that I'll go and see and purchase is a ticket to that from the announcements that were made today. So
Yeah,
If I had a
100%.
kid, if I had a kid, I totally would have gotten the story time book. I feel like that would be like the perfect gift
You
to
know,
get a little guy or gal.
I was thinking the same exact thing. Like, yeah, if I had a kid, I'd totally pick that up. It's funny because they announced that they were adding new pages into the game, and they're like, yeah, and
mhm.
then we're also making a physical book that won't include those pages. It's like, I just thought that was funny.
Well, you gotta get people to buy both the game and the thing if they want the full Mario Galaxy lore compendium by Tolkien. You know.
That's funny. 100%. But yeah, I think I'm kind of the same. I'll get like the Switch 2 edition of Wonder because I already like it's what $20 upgrade plus buy a ticket to the Galaxy movie and then maybe purchase the flower depending on the price. But knowing tariffs and the way they've already Alarmo's $120, which makes me think
Oh
that
wow.
the talking flower is probably going to be at least 80 to $100.
What does it
You know,
even
I'll buy.
do? Like it talks to you? Like is it like also an alarm clock? So like in the middle of the night it's like, "Hello, are you awake yet?" Or is it like a Bluetooth speaker? Like what's going on here,
I find
guys?
it
I'm
crazy
gonna get.
when go you can go
I'm gonna
ahead.
put it on my shelf and get Chat GPT psychosis. Have you guys seen that? I'm gonna like put it on my shelf and be like talking flower. I just want to say, man, I've had feelings lately. You know, it's like wowie zowie. Okay, okay, man.
That's funny. Yeah, apparently it just randomly speaks. So it just doesn't seem like something that someone would want to even put on a shelf. It just randomly says anything at random points in time. But yeah, that was Mario's 40th anniversary. Um, Overall, I think we're all kind of on it.
Eh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Eh,
it's crazy that I feel like
I
the
mean, Mario
35th.
Galaxy movie alone.
Yeah, Mario Galaxy movie definitely, I guess, carried the whole thing. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
It really kind of set the tone for the whole thing too, if you think about it, because at the end of the last Mario movie, I mean, how old is the movie? I can't really like. This is an end credit scene you all should have seen by now.
Yeah.
But like at the end of the movie, you see like the Yoshi egg, and you hear him give his signature Yoshi.
Mm-hmm.
I think ending with the Yoshi game, I think that was kind of intentional. I think that they want Yoshi to come back into the spotlight again.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Not that we're gonna see like a year of Yoshi like we saw the year of Luigi.
Luigi.
Nothing crazy
Yeah.
like that. But like Yoshi, a lot of people love Yoshi, and so like maybe they want to just bring that out a little bit more based off of the movie. So what I'm really hoping is that they use some of that in like further games because like I was hoping to see some like movie inspiration for
Mm-hmm.
Mario Kart World, and we didn't get any movie inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we could have might have seen like Luma as a driver, like the blue Luma. I thought we might have seen like the blue shell Koopa since he literally originated from Mario
Yeah.
Kart as like this secret unlockable character.
Mm-hmm.
And what we ended up seeing was like absolutely nothing from the movie and nothing from Mario Wonder at all in Mario Kart World. It's like it's
Yeah.
definitely like teeing us up for some DLC, and look what else we didn't see in the direct. Nothing to do with
Mm-hmm.
Mario Kart World. It's like a ghost town by now.
Yeah.
I would
You.
pay $20 to play as Talking Flower play in Mario Kart World.
Honestly, I think you nailed it on the head right there. The one thing that was missing that I feel like could have like made this all feel more of a celebration is just DLC or an update to Mario Kart World. And instead we got Donkey Kong Bonanza DLC, which
We
again
did.
I'm not complaining about, but it's also like it was right there. Mario Kart World is like, ready for DLC or any sort of update, and it's Mario's 40th, and we got nothing. But yeah,
Big bummer there.
it is. It is. Honestly, I would have put money on it if for them revealing something for Mario Kart World. But yeah, do we all still think we're getting any sort of updates for Mario Kart World, or is this kind of it for the year?
Hmm. Silence has fallen in the chat.
Yeah.
I will break it. I'm not sure this year we're going to be getting anything, but hopefully soon in the future we're going to be getting some sort of something. There's been, the correlation with the names in the credits with the Donkey Kong characters.
Hmm.
Um, I think that we definitely could see that in the near future, but I think they're holding out on us. I think it will take some time for if they're going to be making a DLC that includes like islands, if you will,
Hmm.
where you can play some different tracks. I do think that that's going to take a little bit more time to develop, especially with the physics of, Mario Kart World. And I would like you to be able to actually explore these islands, except like Rainbow Road, where you could only just race through it. You couldn't actually explore it. So if they're taking extra time, let us actually be able to fully explore these places and get new collectibles and like unlock some new things by doing that. And then like take some time to really think about like what this should look like instead of just trying to rush out DLC for the sake of it. So I was really just surprised to see Bonanza before World,
Hmm.
but I think that goes to show how much love they're giving to Bonanza, and World was just kind of like, we needed a launch title to get people to buy our system. Let's get Mario Kart World out there no matter what it takes, even though it may not be a complete game. Let's get it running and let's get it out there so we can get this new system out the door.
Hmm. I
I agree.
completely agree. Yeah. Lizard, do you have anything to add?
Um, I think another thing is that they could be really nervous on how to approach the pricing of this DLC because there was a
Mm.
lot of gaming press coverage on the pricing of Mario Kart World and a lot of misinformation, might I add.
Yes.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I'm certain that even if they're kind of like fully prepared internally, like the Mario Kart team is like, yeah, let's work on more DLC. There might be some more of like there might be some more of like the advertising marketing department over at Nintendo who's like, wait, guys, maybe we should wait and hold off
Right.
until maybe this controversy has simmered down a bit, or maybe the other consoles are more affected by tariffs because unfortunately this is not something that's exclusive to Nintendo, right? I mean, you
Hmm.
look at PlayStation and Xbox with their price raises,
Yep.
and you look at like their games going up in prices, and it's like this isn't just a Nintendo thing, but a lot of mass media and a lot of like public gaming perception views Nintendo as the culprit of this. So
Mm-hmm.
they might want to wait a little bit just for public perception.
Yeah, I all your guys' points make a lot of sense. And like for me, I wasn't really expecting any sort of like as you said, Darian, a whole new island or a whole new tracks. But I feel like costumes or just like Donkey Kong and Pauline costumes. You could have tied that in with the DLC with Donkey Kong Bonanza, and it still would have been like a sort of Mario celebration. Seems easy to me. Like again, I'm not a game designer or developer or anything. Um, but it just seems
I
like a
mean, maybe they are working on that,
mhm,
and it makes more sense to stay within the. I mean, Donkey Kong is part of the Mario universe in a way, but it's not something that would go along with like a reveal of like, Mario's 40th. So
mhm,
maybe it made sense not to, roll out a Donkey Kong Bonanza themed or a DK themed like DLC pack. And I mean, Lizard made such good points when it came to that, like the whole pricing controversy and stuff. I mean, after what happened, I can't see anybody actually wanting to pay any money for any DLC for that game because of how many people feel that that is such an incomplete game,
mhm,
and that the price outrage has just been so like hyped up for that game. So yeah, I can definitely see it could have a very rocky start and get DLC a lot later than maybe it was originally planned to.
planned for.
But I do think that waiting to roll out a Donkey Kong Bonanza like flavored, if you will, like DLC, I think that needed to wait a little bit, especially if, clearly Donkey Kong and Pauline are going to be getting some more costumes in those updates because
Yeah.
one costume each is absolutely diabolical.
Exactly. Yeah, because like I'm of the mentality, like their whole pricing structure, because this is the only $80 Switch 2 game we've had, right? I can't remember. I think it is because Donkey Kong Bonanza was 70. But like my idea is if it's $80, they're gonna at least give like 2 free content updates. But again, I have nothing really to back that up besides it being the only $80 game. So I guess my hope is whatever update that they do provide to the game, it would hopefully be free. But
I really hope so. I have faith in Nintendo at least for this one. At least make it free for NSO members, right?
exactly,
Like
yeah.
that could be a solution maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Good point.
Well, we just spent 30 minutes talking about Mario's 40th anniversary. Um, missing a lot of things, has a lot of things that we're excited for. But I think it's about time we get into the bulk of the direct. Overall, thoughts on the direct. Do you think it was a good blend? Was the pacing pretty well? Lizard, I guess we could
Um
start with you.
I I I don't know. I mean, I think that like on paper, yeah. I mean, we got a lot of like confirmations for stuff that's coming pretty much every month, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, but as somebody who's maybe like not interested in a lot of this DLC stuff, I'm feeling a bit frustrated with not only like them announcing DLC for a game that hasn't even fully come out yet, that's gotta already be like pricey. Um, there's and I hate bringing up price so much, but I feel like that's just like it's something where I'm like, this is like a tough pill to swallow, right?
I mean,
Um,
you're kind of like this the whole sorry with Silk Song releasing, everyone is talking about price right now. It's kind of like the whole gaming
right.
industry got flipped on its head. So
Because it's weird because we're getting Switch titles like Chronos and New Dawn,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, freaking Hollow Knight Silk Song,
Mm-hmm.
and we're getting all of these third party releases that are being priced fairly, in my personal opinion, that are solid games. And then you see these Nintendo titles with less content that are getting priced higher just because they have that Nintendo premium on them. And it's like, I'm not saying that it makes me less excited for these games, but it makes me a lot more wary when I'm wanting to be like, well, do I want to spend money on this?
Yeah.
Right? Because it's
Mm-hmm.
like, I mean, I'm excited for Kirby Air Riders. I'm
Mhm.
excited for Metroid Prime 4. That's what I definitely plan on getting. But I mean, I don't know. I was more looking forward to see what third party offerings we would get. And honestly, it's almost a little dry on third party offerings other than Resident Evil Requiem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you thought it was
So,
kind of lacking on titles all around. Well, when it came to the first part, it was more pricing for you.
well, yeah, I think that like on paper, how to explain this? I would say on paper, the games that have been released first party wise are really cool, and we have an idea of the rest of the year and the beginning of next year, which is what people wanted from a September Direct,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these games, I'm sure, are going to be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's also like third party games and other games that will kind of fill that slot in because there are going to be plenty of Nintendo fans who may be fans of something like The Legend of Zelda, but they might not be big Kirby or Metroid fans. And then
Mm-hmm.
from there, it's like, well, they've got Hyrule Warriors and then whatever third party games are being offered, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that I think that while on paper it's like a really solid set of titles in like a bigger like looking at it and taking a step back and looking at it from like a further point of view, you see that a lot of these titles are titles that A, we already knew about, or B, it's just like DLC for already existing stuff, you
Mm-hmm.
know, or like smaller like spin-off titles, which I'm not saying it's making me concerned, but when you have a launch year for a system, you want a lot of the titles to feel like heavy hitters. And maybe stuff like Kirby Air Riders and a Zelda spin-off aren't really heavy hitters, you know?
Hmm. I think
Especially when more than half of the releases are Switch 1 titles as well.
I think you're a little crazy. I think you said it yourself. There was a good blend of everything. There was what, like couple DLCs for existing games. So if you didn't want to buy anything big, you have those. There was a really good selection of third party and even indie games. And then even like the first party, yes, the pricing and everything is a little rough, but I feel like there was a good blend of, even if you aren't a fan of, as you said, Metroid or Zelda, you have Kirby. Or if you're not a fan of Kirby, you got, well, I mean, you got Dragon Quest, you got Yoshi, you got Mario, you got Pokemon. I think it had a good blend of kind of everything.
Wait, did I misword it? I'm pretty sure that's what I.
Oh, okay.
My
Did I,
bad.
did I listen right? No, you're good. Okay, but I'm gonna toss it to you, Darren. What are your thoughts on the overall direct?
Yeah, man. I think I was just most surprised on how it ended.
Mm.
I was not expecting to see a Fire Emblem again this quickly. I mean, we already have so many sword fighters already. I mean, come on, one more sword fighter. I'm
It's
making a
fun.
Smash reference there, but I'm not too mad at it, honestly. I think, like I said previously in the video,
Mhm.
Nintendo's very Nintendo-y, and Nintendo has a strategy clearly. I think that they're pulling back a little though. I think that their launch wasn't quite exactly what they maybe had predicted. I think that the Switch 2 sold pretty well.
Mhm.
But I do think that some of their titles that they were planning to have out, Metroid Prime 4 being one of those titles, I think that they've kind of had to. I mean, they backpedaled that title for how many
A
years now?
100%. Yeah, like
Yeah, like how long has it been? Like
it's like
at least, like it feels like 10 years.
at least 6. I know that. Yeah.
It feels like a very long time. And so
Mhm.
they're actually having a confirmation for these things has been the biggest thing for this direct, I think, is confirming more acute like dates for
Mhm.
these things that they've been saying are going to be coming out for a long time or that have been teased. We're getting like more information about, okay, this is when we can finally like bring these out into the light for you. I think they're working really hard. I do think that the pandemic really slowed everything down
Hmm.
for a while there, but I think they've had enough time to start working on things. So I'm kind of questioning like what is going on behind the scenes? Like what is their strategy, and also like what may be the reason that's delaying them from, releasing these things? Like you said, the Wonder Switch 2 version, like why is that waiting until next year? Like why are we waiting till next month for Galaxy, for a game that literally they're already done
Yeah,
essentially? Like why are we
exactly.
waiting for all of these things
Hmm.
when they could be coming now? And there's got to be some sort of strategy that they have that we may not be able to understand, but
Hmm.
as just gamers and just followers of what they're doing. I think overall my thoughts on the direct, there was a lot of points where I just completely disconnected.
Mm.
I'm not into the third party as much. And I'm not as familiar with those things, and I don't mind that they do those. I think that those are interesting, and it brings a greater variety of players together, because it's not just for the adventurers or the cozy gamers or the Mario lovers. Like it's for everyone. But I really did feel like there was a shift to more cozy gaming and like more like casual gaming. In the direct, I just felt like a lot of the titles were very Animal Crossing-esque, which is ironic. Like I felt like everything that they were revealing as the direct was going on after Mario, it was like, that's probably going to delay Animal Crossing. That's going to, and then literally Pokemon brings out their own version of
Yeah.
Animal Crossing. And I'm just like, that is the final nail in the coffin. This is going to be a while since we're going to get that game.
Hmm.
Um, so there's a really like, we see some variety, but I'm also seeing more of a shift towards like more of that casual, cozy kind of gaming now, and a lot of it feels very samey to me. So I would like to see some more variety with the variety, if that makes sense. I think what we had was good, but I would like just a little more
Hmm.
to appeal to
The
a little bit
hardcore.
more for everyone, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
No, I get that. Yeah, it's funny that you say that because I think every single direct, it's always been like, how many farming sims are going to be in this one? I believe it
Sure.
started like 2 years ago where it was just like the amount
It's
of,
like generic indie farming sim.
yeah. And we actually got quite a few. Like I know chat was making, I'm not going to say making fun of it, but we were calling, there's like the Australia Minecraft clone that they're at the beginning of the
Oh my gosh,
showcase.
the Pokemon clone.
The Pokemon one. But yeah, I don't think Nintendo's ever gonna like look at the games and be like, oh, we can't release Animal Crossing because there's this, because there's always gonna be one. But I think going on your topic when you said strategy, I'm not gonna say I figured it out, but like when looking at a calendar from afar, it kind of makes sense now. Besides Metroid, I think Metroid doesn't make too much sense, but with Mario Galaxy, 1+2, every 2 weeks there's going to be a new video game. So it goes Galaxy, then it goes Pokemon, then after Pokemon it goes October, November is, there was a game that came out in November. Oh, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, and after Age of Imprisonment then it's, I'm completely spaced. Oh, Kirby Air Riders, and after Air Riders it'll be Metroid, all within 2 weeks of each other. So every 2 weeks there's going to be a new drop. So I don't know if that's like their strategy where it's like, the announcement of the Switch, of course they're going to get a lot of sales, and then holiday season is when they're going to front load a bunch of games. So I don't know.
Um,
Overall, I thought the presentation was good. I wasn't, again, like my expectations weren't too high, which again kind of leads to my my grade. I wasn't really looking for Animal Crossing. I am more shocked we didn't see any Raiders because they announced that kind of early. Um, but yeah, and then Fire Emblem. I think you mentioned Fire Emblem being a surprise. Fire Emblem makes kind of like, for me, go in the loop of the news. There was like a LinkedIn developer that put on his profile that he developed a first party strategy game for Nintendo Switch 2. And it's like, I wonder what game that could be. So when they announced it, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that guy did that. So that
Mm.
kind of made a lot of sense.
um,
Um, Okay, but out of the whole presentation, what was your most favorite announcement per se? I guess I could start with it, so you give you guys time to think. I think Donkey Kong Bonanza DLC was by far, it adds like what, a roguelike mode. I think that was one of my highlights of the presentation. And I know we are saying like we can't believe they were announcing DLC for Pokemon Legends EA, but I'm kind of happy that they are. As crazy as that sounds. So, Lizard, what was your highlight? Hmm? Lizard might be.
Shoot.
Oh,
So there was actually okay. Sorry, just to quickly backtrack to the point I was trying to make earlier. I misworded it. What I meant to say was that there weren't a lot of new games announced. It was like DLC and updates to a lot of current
Oh,
existing ones.
I guess that
Because
makes
in terms
sense.
of new games, we got Fortune's Weave, Pokopia, Mario Tennis Fever, Yoshi, and Tomodachi Life, which we already kind of saw a bit of. But
Yeah,
actually, that it can't even be Tomodachi Life because we already saw that.
we've already saw Tom. You're talking about maybe Dark. I guess DLC isn't counted. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I guess DLC wouldn't count. Sorry, just in terms of rating the direct, I liked it. I thought it was good. I wish there were more third party titles, which is crazy because there were quite a bit, but a lot of them were like indie titles. And I was hoping to see a bit more like AAA titles. We haven't heard much of what Microsoft is doing, right? But
Oh yeah.
we had that legal leak
Uh
that
huh.
happened quite a bit ago where they were like, yeah, we have to bring Call of Duty to the Switch,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Call of
So
Duty and
like,
the Sea of Thieves developers said something too. I completely forgot
yeah.
about that. Yeah.
And I mean, during the last Switch console generation, we got Doom, we got the Elder Scrolls, uh, we got Wolfenstein.
Skyrim.
I'm surprised we haven't. Yeah, yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen anything of that sort. At least updates for already existing ones, because there's games like Doom Eternal that really, really, really need a Switch 2 edition.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, no, I really dug the direct overall. Fortune's Weave, I'm very excited for it as somebody who really enjoyed Three Houses.
Mm-hmm.
It's a direct sequel, which is cool, and I think it's really neat to see stuff like Adult Sothis, for example, or the fact that one of the characters just has like a Glock, like an actual gun.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's a scene where there's this woman who's clashing with the dude, like the vampire looking dude with the sword.
Yeah.
And she's like
Just straight up
deflecting
pulls
his
out a
sword swings
gun.
with a Glock.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I just. Oh my god, I just skipped to it. That's funny.
Yeah, so it's like it looks really absurd and really weird and very not Fire Emblem, which is kind of what I've had to say about the past couple of Fire Emblem titles.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm going on a bit of a ramble. It was a cool direct. I would give it a B plus.
B plus. Okay, okay. And then Darian, what would you say is your highlight of the presentation?
Yeah, so as far as the presentation goes, I thought it was well done. I thought it was paced well. It didn't feel like, you know, an hour and 6 minutes.
Oh,
It went
100.
so fast. It
100.
always does. But I think the most amazing thing is that we actually got a direct that was an hour and 6 minutes. I think that was in and of itself pretty incredible. Like something that has never been, I'm pretty sure that's never been done before. And I think that's why everybody was so hyped about it. So I mean, we could say all the negative things we want, but like, good job on Nintendo for really like doubling down and getting us a lot of great new content.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I just want to make that like clear from the beginning. Um, I really I was a little bit like when the Metroid Prime 4 like trailer was happening, I didn't automatically recognize it, but when I saw Samus on
On the
that like
bike, yeah.
motorbike, I was like, that's pretty sick.
Uh-huh.
And I think it's gonna really come together. Like they've had so much time to work on it. I'm very excited to see how that game is gonna come together.
Mm.
And Nintendo doesn't do a lot of shooters, so I think that actually having a shooter game for Nintendo is going to be something that is exciting. And it's more than that, though. I hope that they do get a little bit more, not just like, I feel like they kind of just took what Breath of the Wild did in their DLC and now they just gave it to Samus,
Mm-hmm.
like with Link's like bike that
Oh,
he gets
the
in that
bike,
game.
yeah. Yeah.
um However, like it does seem like a pretty cool gimmick to get from here to there. I just wish more of the like the space travel and like more of the spaceships were things that were a little bit more on the foreground,
Hmm.
because that's a little bit more along the lines of what like Samus and the Metroid series are known for. So I would like to see just a little bit more of that and less of like the motorcycle stuff, but I thought that was awesome. I really liked Tomodachi Life on the 3DS, and so I'm happy to see some really cool and positive changes to the Miis. I mean, that has a lot of implications for future Mii making and like what that can become, the next evolution. So I think that that's also something that I'm just really excited about. And then the last thing that I'll say, and then I want to grade it kind of like you guys have as well. Do you give it a C plus? Is that right?
I didn't actually give it a grade. I guess I gave it like a 7.5 out of 10. So yeah, I guess a C
Oh,
plus.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, so the third thing that I was most excited about, I think, was the reveal of the Kalos starters, Mega
Yeah.
Evolutions.
Hmm.
That was actually one
I thought
thing
that was
that I
cool.
hadn't heard a lot of people talking about, but right from the get-go, I had a hunch that that was going to be something that was going to be revealed. So in my like my live that I did during the direct, on the little on my thumbnail, I put like Greninja question mark. Um, so back when I was like a cringy YouTuber years and years ago, I would react to Super Smash Bros. Reveal trailers
Yeah.
in like the most cringy way, and they're horrible quality. You can barely see the video. You're hearing the audio from my computer. It was just really bad. However, like the most epic moment for me was like when Greninja was revealed, and
Hmm.
I had no idea who he was because I didn't play X and Y at the time. So I was like I knew Pokemon, like I had played like Black and White 2 on the DS, but I had never played X and Y, so I didn't know who Greninja was,
Hmm.
and I called him Green Ninja, and all of my friends like roast me to this day, like, "Oh, Green Ninja." And so when I saw Greninja's Mega Evolution, like I just yelled out Green Ninja, and it was a full circle moment. I thought it was super funny, and I think it looks pretty cool. I actually like Fennekin's final evolution, Delphox, I believe.
Delphox. Yep.
Yeah, I think that one is the coolest out of all three that were revealed, to be honest. I think
Hmm.
that that one is gonna be my favorite, and I always went for Fennekin as a starter as well in X and Y. So I'm really excited about them. So I also would agree. I think that there were a couple things that were missing from the direct for sure. I would have liked to see a couple things. I had my bingo board out and everything.
Yeah.
I just think that the lack of that 3D Mario, I think that was a big hit, and I think that could have been something that really saved the direct. Maybe like a big reveal at the end. I don't feel like for me Fire Emblem was that big reveal. I think
Mm.
that could have been revealed a little earlier, and then maybe Splatoon Raiders at the very end. I think we missed. I think Splatoon Raiders would have put that over the top. So I think probably like a 6.5 to like 7 for
Hmm.
me, or like a B minus, I guess. I don't know what that would be, but like something
Yeah.
along the lines of that would be where I would stand with this. I think we could have if they could have been better from a fan perspective, but from a Nintendo's perspective, it was good. It was really good.
Yeah. I think yeah, everything it would have been so hard to make this direct be bad, if that makes sense. There's been so many games that we don't have release dates for, and all they really had to do is show them off. But we got a 60-minute direct, which I think you kind of said perfectly. I kind of got to applaud, Nintendo for doing that. And it not feeling like a 60-minute direct. I remember I checked the timer when I was streaming. I'm like, where are we at? And we were at like 59 minutes. And I'm like, oh, what the? It was just by that quick. So yeah, and I think I also said in chat as well as like all of these games I kind of know like vaguely, like the indie games that were there. I think Lizard, you mentioned that it did feel like a little less triple A third party and more like double A, single A third party. So I definitely see where you're getting where you feel that way. But yeah, I don't think it was. I don't think it was a bad direct.
No. Were any of you guys like surprised with that extra 6 minutes at the end? Because I thought it was going to be exactly an hour, and then like a trailer was going on at the hour mark, and I was just like, how much longer is this going to go?
Yeah, I thought Requiem was the final announcement, and
I
then
think that.
you can go ahead, Lizard.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
No, you're good.
I think that Requiem is crazy. By the way, that game is like I think that the developers said something at Gamescom about it like needing the ray tracing for its lighting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I mean, this is the second third-party title we've seen on the system that pushes ray tracing as like the required lighting system, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm.
the Switch 2 is proving itself to be a lot more powerful than what people were saying it was. Um, in quite a few different aspects, right? So I think that it'll be really cool to see what Nintendo manages to pull off once they have their bearings on the system,
Oh, 100%.
especially for stuff like The Legend of Zelda.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
Yes.
I was definitely surprised because after Requiem, I'm like, okay, that's it. And then he's like, we have one more thing, and I'm like, wait, wait, hold on. But yeah, I guess going back to what Darian said, I think Fire Emblem. It's hard to say. Like, I don't even know what they could have replaced that with besides a new, that being Animal Crossing Raiders as a final announcement. For all the games that were announced, I don't know. Maybe like Donkey Kong Bonanza DLC could have maybe been the final announcement because I think the reason why that's a highlight for me is that's available today. Like if I wanted to play it, I could just buy it right now and I could start playing it. And I wish they would have done that for something Mario related for Mario's 40th because actually today is the whole reason. Isn't it like today's the exact release date for Mario as well?
I believe so.
Tomorrow,
Yeah. Like
the
what?
13th, I believe.
Yeah, is there a reason why this was on a Friday? I just realized that.
I think
Because
normally they're on
it would
Thursdays,
be,
but
wouldn't it be Mario's anniversary in Japan?
Oh yeah, that's why.
Right? Like, wouldn't it? I don't know time zones and everything, but wouldn't that actually line up with being on Mario's birthday in Japan?
I believe
Maybe.
so. Yeah, I believe that's right. Yeah, this is like one of the first directs we've gotten on a Friday, and this is one of the first directs we've gotten that's an hour long. So, yeah, overall, pretty good.
I want. I'm. Go ahead. Actually, I just want to actually like want to know your thoughts on what the heck is going on with the Virtual Boy.
Oh yeah, so I was about to get
'Cause
into that.
I was cringe. I thought it was a joke. I literally thought like, are they about to be like, just kidding? Like, and no, it was like actually the Virtual Boy that you can buy. I feel like that no one's gonna get that.
I like it as an announcement. Like I think it's okay because normally Nintendo releases something big NSO related during this time period because the yearly annual subscriptions have to start renewing and you need people to want to renew.
Mm.
Um, I don't mind it. I think it's good. Like I want to try Virtual Boy, but it having to be a cardboard cutout and or the plastic the container, actual controller is weird. And for two, they're still drip feeding it. There's 14 games in the library. Why are you drip feeding it? You could have just like I don't know. You could start. There's 3 games that they're starting out. The Mario, there's a boxing one, and I forgot what the last one was. I just don't like that they're drip fitting, but overall, I think the Virtual Boy is okay as an announcement. What about you, Lizard? What do you think about it?
I just thought it was really like weird and off-putting, which is just what Nintendo is perfect at doing.
Yeah.
So,
Well said.
um, I mean, honestly, I thought it was funny that they did like the Google VR, like
Yeah.
the Google Cardboard VR thing for that.
Hmm.
Um, and the actual like Virtual Boy like accessory, like the plastic thing, that's gonna be a cool accessory for collectors, I think.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I think it's cool, but yeah, both of them are like my main concern is you have to buy an accessory and they're still drip feeding the games. So that's like my only reason why I'm kind of quote unquote upset. But
yeah, I would hope that was something like that, that they would just include the titles for you if you purchase the Virtual Boy accessory, considering it's $99, right?
is it 99?
Yeah.
Bruh. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
if
Do you
if
hear
it
have you heard the actual reports of kids who have played these games? Like, they actually have, like, eye problems, like,
yeah,
and now you're going to literally be clicking in your Switch so that you have it this close to your eyes,
I mean, from
and
you
it's
my
have
all in red.
from my
you have a
understanding,
720p panel getting pushed into your eyeballs, or 1080p HDR
oh,
panel.
you're not wrong. Because so normally for VR headsets, when they're super close to your face, they're like 4K screens.
Yeah,
If you're this is
Yeah,
Switch 1 and Switch 2 compatible, and the screen on the Switch 1's only 720. That's gonna look so
yeah.
bad. But I guess it is like what? How old is the Virtual Boy? Like over a decade old?
Well, it would be
Two
pixel art,
decades?
but
oh,
the problem
way
is that
more.
it
Yeah.
wouldn't have perfect pixel scaling.
Yeah, I think like it's not bad. Again, it's like it's cool to have. Yeah, it's for my subscription. I'm already gonna pay for it anyways because I gotta play my online games. But
Uh-huh.
I don't think this is gonna really convince anyone to pick it up again, if that makes sense. If you
I'm
already
gonna buy
canceled,
it.
you're gonna stay canceled. Yeah.
I'm gonna buy
What
it
I think
for
that they could have
for
done is announce more, like, GameCube titles for Switch 2. I think
Exactly.
seeing Animal Crossing for the GameCube or Mario Sunshine, like, that would have brought people in
Hmm.
immediately.
I still think
And
it's. Sorry, go ahead.
no, I just think that that would have been a better solution than to release that. But I think we have to remember that Nintendo wasn't a gaming company, it was a toy company before it was anything. So they're
Yeah.
going to bring out the talking flower, they're going to bring out the Virtual Boy, they're going to bring out the accessories
Hmm.
just because that is how they make their money. It's not just the games anymore. Even though we have insane, price tags on these games, but they're also, I mean, think about how much money they made off of the accessories for the Switch 2, like the extra Joy-Cons and the extra Wiimotes on the Wii. Like, it was the accessories that really brought them a huge income, and so it's gonna be those accessories that keep bringing them an income. And they're gonna be stupid. They're gonna be funny. They're gonna not make any sense, but people still buy them, and collectors buy them. And I think
Hmm.
they're really trying I think the Switch 2 is for more older audiences in general. I
Hmm.
think that Switch 1 is always going to be geared towards a younger audience, and Switch 2 is going to be geared towards people who can actually afford it. And they're not going to apologize for making it for those people because that's how much they need to pay, like, charge people for their games because of hopefully the quality, but also like the graphics and like
Hmm.
where the gaming market is heading in a whole. So I think they're really marketing it towards an older audience and a collector audience and getting that nostalgia factor back. So
Hmm.
that's just my thoughts.
I 100%. I actually see what you're saying now too about them. Like they're probably making money as well on like selling the Virtual Boy, selling the cardboard cutout for the Virtual Boy NSO, as well as making money on top of the NSO subscription. So it actually kind of makes sense for them to do a whole nother console, NSO class or Nintendo Classics, rather than you know adding more games to GameCube, adding more games to SNES, NES, stuff like that. So it
Right.
actually makes a lot of sense in terms of just
I
being a business.
I wish they could do both though. Like that's
Yeah.
the thing. I feel like there's a world where they could both appeal to collectors with stuff like Amiibo and like the Virtual Boy like Switch Online accessory,
Hmm.
while still doing stuff that's consumer friendly. Because I feel like they struck a pretty good balance with that with the original Switch, right? Where they had all those like Steelbook collector's editions and
Hmm.
the Amiibo and like the little statues and the special edition Switches that people would go out and buy, right?
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah, it's funny that we
there's
were
got to be a
talking about
balance
like
there.
amiibos and being collectors because the amiibos they look so good, and it's funny because I remember when I unboxed my Switch 2, I'm like, I'm not buying any more amiibos. This is it, and then they start getting really good. And I was telling my chat they should just, I think because like the amiibos are like $70 to $80. Like I believe the motorcycle one is at least. You guys might have to price check me. It's at least 70, the Metroid motorcycle one. But like I'd buy that if it's a figure. But saying it's a $70 amiibo just doesn't, something about that just I don't want to buy it.
That's insane. I
Yeah.
did not know that. I really like the ones that they released for Kirby Air Riders and that there's more on the way. I
Hmm.
think that like a Skylanders like swapping
Hot
out,
swappable.
like
Yeah.
I think that is Excellent. I think that was a good way to go. I would buy something like that that is interchangeable rather than something that is just gonna be a statue like on my desk or
Okay.
like on my bookshelf.
Mm-hmm.
I'd want something that I could, swap out and it actually has a function within the game
Mm-hmm.
that I'm playing rather than just something that's just gonna collect dust on my shelf.
Yeah, that's something Sakurai is really good at, is making
Yes.
you know, amiibo functionality. He did that really well with Smash Bros. Basically having your own little pocket creature. Yeah.
Hmm.
Lizard, any thoughts on amiibos or any of the collectibles they announced?
So I'm actually I'm gonna sound like a Nintendo shill here for a minute, but I actually kind of want to get the Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
Uh, I really want like okay, I never got to experience the Virtual Boy. I know that that thing is gonna be worth a lot of money in the future because like nobody's gonna buy it,
Hmm.
and I know I could resell it eventually, right? But
I,
also,
I was all
um,
for it until you said it was $100.
yeah,
Right.
like I also would really love to make a video about Virtual Boy games.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like my reasoning there.
See,
But now
like,
that I think about it, how would I record it?
yeah,
Maybe
that's
not.
that's another thing. I was like,
Right.
I would have totally done a stream where I played all Virtual Boy. We could do a little bit of ranking. There's only 14 games, but for one, not all games are available, and for two, I can't stream it because you have to slot the Switch in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I wonder if you could play the games in 2D mode docked. Maybe then I would play through them all
yeah.
because I am interested in Wario Land 4.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um,
But
but yeah,
yeah.
in terms of amiibos, I have quite a few. I have uh I've got a couple of Smash ones, like the Marth one and the Game and Watch one. But most of my amiibos are third party. Like I've got the Solaire amiibo from Dark Souls,
Yeah.
or like the Shovel Knight amiibo from Shovel Knight. I really hope we get a Tarnished amiibo. That would be really funny, or
Mm.
even like a Maidenless amiibo, like the Maidenless guy.
Hmm.
That would be
That'd be
great.
cool. That'd be cool. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I think right after they revealed NSO, they revealed a bunch of the Pokemon stuff, which we kind of talked on. What are your thoughts on them announcing DLC before the actual game comes out? So just to recap, everyone, we got the reveal of the three starters: Fennekin, Froakie, or I mean Greninja, um, Delphox, and I forgot what the who am I missing? The grass starter.
Chestnut.
Chestai, yeah. We
It's
got
not yet.
the mega evolutions for them, as well as the announcement for DLC, where we get Mega Raichu as well. I believe they said it's $20, and if you could pre-purchase it now, and it gets you some hollowware, but the actual story content will be revealed at a later date.
Um, I feel like it depends on how much content we're getting, but I mean, I mean, I remember. I don't want to be like back in the old days, but you know, I remember when post game content wasn't paid,
Mm,
and and like I'm really hoping this means that we still get solid post game content for Legends ZA outside of the DLC. I can't really form an opinion on it because it isn't out yet. You
yeah,
know,
I
Mm.
I think they could have not shown this off.
I
Like it
think they
might,
should have waited.
yeah, because I feel like the moniker right now that a lot of people are calling this direct is the DLC direct. And
Yeah.
hypothetically, if they didn't show off Pokemon Legends ZA DLC, it only would have been Donkey Kong Bonanza, and that's really about it. Um,
Well, sort of. I mean, the Switch 2 editions count as DLC, right?
yeah,
So, like, you know,
I
we
guess.
got Pokopia, Mario Tennis Fever, Yoshi, The Mysterious Book, Fire
Mhm.
Emblem. I guess the Resident Evil games, those count.
Yeah, but those
This one,
aren't all
those indie
DLC. I'm
titles.
saying like everyone is calling this direct a DLC direct, and I feel like that only became because of the Pokemon DLC announcement.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
what I was trying to say was that there's a lot of regular titles that aren't DLC.
Hmm. Yeah,
Right.
I genuinely think you're right. I I'm gonna probably pick it up. I think you make a good point. I do hope that there's more post game in the base game, because like you could just not buy the game right now or the DLC right now,
Yeah.
I feel like yeah, they announced it, but we also don't have to buy it. Like I personally, I think I'm gonna be lazy. I'm not gonna buy the DLC right now until
I'm not
I
gonna buy
buy
it
the
either.
game. Not because I don't want to buy it. Like I want to buy it, but it's just like I don't know. I don't want to go to a separate page. Well, what are your thoughts on it, Darius?
I find it funny that they're finally giving some love to Raichu. I saw a video about how it's actually better never to evolve your Pikachu into a Raichu because the stats and everything, it's just better to keep it a Pikachu. And I
Yeah.
think that in Nintendo and even the anime, they want you to keep Pikachu Pikachu.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was interesting that they actually brought an X and Y form for Raichu. But it does make sense. I think that also bringing Hoopa into it, you could see like some other potential things
Mm-hmm.
that could happen from that. So, I don't know if multiverses is in the realm of possibility here or different areas that you could access to get different Pokemon
Mm-hmm.
that maybe would come through the rifts that Hoopa like casts or whatever you want to say.
Well, it'd be
Or
like the
like go
ultra
to different.
wormholes.
What was that?
Oh, yeah.
Is
I'm
it?
sorry, I just realized I interrupted, but that'd be like the ultra wormholes in Pokemon
Yeah,
Sun
I
and
was about to
Moon.
say, is it
Right.
just me or did it really feel like the Sun and Moon Ultra Wormholes?
It did feel like that a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, no,
It could be it could be like either they come through the portals or like you go into the portals and there are different like maybe past Pokemon games, just like small little areas that
small
you can
little
go and catch
chunks.
Pokemon that you couldn't normally access in, ZA,
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
you have access to more Pokemon and you still got to catch them the same way, but there's more appearances
Yeah.
in those sections.
Yeah, 100%. I think I'm overall excited because I think Legends ZA right now just seems like the Pokemon game of my dreams. I do hope that there's more online functionality. I think for me, this game would honestly be a 10 out of 10 if you could do raid battles with like the mega raids or the mega, the rogue mega Pokemon. But that hasn't been confirmed. They confirmed like a battle royale 4-player mode, but that's really about it. So we'll see. Again, yeah, it's so weird for them to announce a Pokemon game, or sorry, a Pokemon game and a Pokemon DLC during a Nintendo Direct, because that normally never happens. Um, so yeah, it just feels like this DLC was a little early, as well as just weird for this
I'm
present.
gonna be honest, the way that they've been hyping up this game with all the trailers and stuff, I really think that they're trying to drive this one home for their holiday game. I think that's why they're putting it in here. Um,
Oh, that makes a lot
I
of
think that
sense.
that's why they're doing this. They're setting it up. It's pretty much right before Black Friday, I think that it's being revealed. Am I incorrect
No,
there?
yeah, this is the holiday game. October.
Right. So they're
Mhm.
Yeah, they're really driving this one home, I think. I think that's why this appeared. I think people love Pikachu and they also love Raichu, and we've never really seen much for Raichu, so I think that they're throwing it in there to say like, "Hey, like there's also this coming." And like the trailers that they've been putting out are like actually incredibly like
Yeah.
in-depth and high quality.
Uh-huh.
So, this is actually an example of Nintendo doing really good marketing, which I'm not used to in a long time for a lot of their titles. So I feel like they're doing it right, and so that's probably why we're seeing it in there.
100%. I think you're completely correct in that, and yeah, it makes sense for it to be here now that the holiday season is coming up, and this is like the main game. Um, yeah, I completely agree. Okay, Lizard, do you have any additional thoughts on Legend Z? Are you planning on picking up this game? I don't know if you're a huge Pokemon fan.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I'm very excited. Um, I definitely do plan on picking up the game, but I'm probably gonna not pick up the DLC until I know it's good.
Yeah, I think that's smart. Are
Point.
we supposed to be getting a Pokemon Presents this year, or is that going to be?
It'd probably be February, right?
Is it? Oh, is it February that we normally get another one?
I think so. We got what last month, right? Maybe the month before that.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you for a second.
Sorry, we got that last month, right? Or the month before that?
Oh, yeah, we did. I was wondering for this year. or we're not supposed to be getting another one. So like this DLC is for sure 2027 is my thought process.
Hmm.
I don't know. That's just my thoughts. I think I guess again it makes sense for them to announce it now because of the holiday. Oh, funny enough, they're releasing the Metroid Prime Beyond amiibos for Black Friday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, someone pointed that in chat. I was like, because again, this is the whole reason why I think Metroid Prime Beyond coming out in December. This game was for sure delayed internally because December is where you put games you want to die. Because you miss the holiday bump, and then you like people don't want to buy games because gifts and everything like that, and then two, you don't really sell bulk games up until maybe early spring or late spring, early summer.
If this is what kills the Metroid Prime franchise, I'm gonna be so sad.
Yeah, they're not setting this game up for success. I'm hoping again, like I'm excited for it. I'm gonna pick it up, but like not a lot of the younger generations probably not going to be able to buy it and play it until Christmas or afterward.
I think also, I think a lot of people really care about like the numbered titles, and there's no way to play number 2 or 3 without shelling out a lot of money for a used copy. And it's not on Switch Online, so the only way to play number 2 and 3 is on the Wii or the GameCube, right? So it's like,
it's rough. It has a lot stacked against it, and then they put it in December, so it's just like, yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Oh, I'm surprised we didn't see Elden Ring. I know that this is maybe a little off topic, but
no,
I'm surprised we don't have a release date for that yet.
We could quickly talk about the third-party games and then kind of wrap this up. Was there any other first-party games that you guys wanted to talk about? I know we got Kirby Air Raiders. We got Amiibos. Another presentation got announced.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know when that's gonna be. They didn't announce a release date, but yeah, Sakurai likes to talk. I like to listen.
I love Sakurai. He's such a goofball.
Me too. I was like, that guy is delivering for us. Like, I love it.
So yeah, just quickly going into the third party, I'm gonna go over some of the announcements real quick, and then I guess we could say our overall highlight. Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate got a release date for January. We got Hades 2, a bunch of Switch 2 editions for Overcooked, Stardew, Human Fall Flat, One Piece, and then like Danganronpa 2x2, Monster Hunter Stories, of course. Did we know the title Twisted Reflection before today?
I think so.
I have no idea. We might have. But Monster Hunter Stories 3, and then, of course, Resident Evil Requiem. Any standout third-party games you guys are planning to pick up?
I'm really pleased that we're getting some survival horror love on the Switch 2 with Resident Evil 9. I definitely plan on getting the whole trilogy on Switch 2, but also Fatal Frame. I think we're getting a new title in the Fatal Frame series. It's a remake.
Yep.
So those are really exciting. I'm looking forward to Elden Ring when that eventually comes out, but we didn't get that in the direct, so no reason to go over that one. Final Fantasy VII Remake looks really cool. I'm excited to play Stardew. Actually, pretty much everything over here is like, I just like games, man. They're all good.
Darian, I know you said you weren't really big into third parties, but is there any game that you're somewhat interested in?
Well, I may not like them, but like I do play some of them. Stardew Valley is definitely one of my faves,
100%.
so I definitely can see myself if I had I actually don't own a Switch 2 right now. That just so you guys know. So I like to keep up with it, but I can't afford it. Like money's tight. So I'm good just playing on my regular Switch right now. But yeah, I think that it was great to add the, mouse functionality and stuff. And Stardew's actually coming out with a new update as well. So you'll be able to play that kind of corresponding with, the new Switch 2 update for that. So I think that'll be great.
I didn't know about that. That'd be interesting if they released alongside each other. They're like the brand new update and then the Switch 2 edition.
Yeah, I don't exactly know when that one's coming out. It's definitely like something to do with like seasons. obviously there's already seasons in the game. That's like what the
Hmm.
whole game is based around of, but it's like some more like in depth with the seasons, like more like events or something. And yeah, it looks really exciting and good. So, and then the other one that I was actually really surprised. There's actually two that really stood out to me. Let me get them pulled up really quick.
Yeah, while
You
you
had
while
said
you pull those up,
go ahead.
I think Stardew Valley, of course, it's the Switch 2 edition. The Switch 1 edition is like the best-selling digital eShop game. So this
Wow.
Switch 2 edition is probably going to be that, adding mouse functionality, four-player split screen. Um, Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I think it's going to do great. I'm probably going to pick it up. And then Hades 2 for me was another big one. The official 1.0 release, I believe got slated for September 25th, so actually super close. Um, yeah, I think I've already said it before, like Danganronpa. Funny enough, the sequel to Suika game, Suika Game Planet, I'm kind of excited for. I kind of got addicted to the original one. So a lot of really good stuff here, that it actually probably would add on to onto my console.
I've got a fun question. What's your favorite third party game like ever?
Like ever? Oh,
Yeah.
it's I mean that's hard to say because like I mean I play PlayStation as well, so it's like my favorite third party game for Switch would also, I don't know, because like FF7 Remake technically is third party. I would say that's one of my top.
It's a fair point. It's a fair point. You've played
Mhm.
it. It counts.
Probably It Takes Two. That one
Oh
really
yeah.
shocked me. It's
Mhm.
incredibly fun to play with another player, and it like really brought me and my wife together a lot more. Like by playing that game, I think we realized things about ourselves we didn't know. So a game that actually makes you think more about yourself is like pretty incredible. So I think It Takes Two for me is one of those games, and I'm really like I think I would get the Switch to play Split Fiction.
Mhm.
The same developer made that game and stuff, and I just think like that's the only one that I'm missing playing right now.
Yeah.
But I remember that other title that I'm actually interested in getting because there's not a lot of like really good two-player games.
Mhm.
Like in the eShop, everything is like kind of like cringy nowadays. But like like the Splatoon, like the Papucum game,
Oh
I actually thought that
yeah.
Oh
one
yeah.
looked actually pretty decent, like almost like a Splatoon like two-player game.
Yeah, my
So
whole
Very
I'm
cute.
actually excited for that one. And then that Stormlancers game, like with the 80s vibe, like I loved the music in that, and I
Mhm.
think the art style is really nice.
It
So
counts.
I
It
think
must
if
be a
I'm gonna
beautiful
pick up any
show.
games, it's gonna be those two for sure.
That's funny that you mentioned that. Yeah, my whole chat was spamming Splatformer. So I was like, it looked pretty good. It was a good multiplayer kind of puzzle platformer game. So yeah, 100%. All right. Well, I think we set our scores already. I think we're kind of on average. It's kind of like a 7 out of 10 direct. Um, Really, I think really good for this year. We kind of know what's coming out this year. We're gonna be busy starting in October because after that, it's just my wallet is gonna be empty. Back to back to back releases every 2 weeks. It is crazy, but yeah. I think we're about to close it out. Any final thoughts, Lizard or Darian? Sorry, I didn't mean to
Well,
put you
yeah,
on the
well,
spot.
Lizard's gathering his thoughts and everything. I'm assuming
Wait,
that he can still Oh yeah, he's there.
I'm so sorry,
We
you
lost
guys.
him to the suspicious stew.
No, the suspicious stew finally killed me. No, my internet cut out for a second, you guys. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Or no, you're good.
I didn't
Just
hear
to
what was
give my
asked.
final thoughts and everything, like it was great. It was nice. I got to get off of work today, so I've just been able to really enjoy just this for the first time in a long time. Usually directs happen when I'm busy and
Same
I
here.
just kind
Yeah.
of see them like, later.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually got to watch this one live and do some recording, and it just felt like being a kid again.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get a lot of those moments, and I think a lot of us play as older gamers. We play these games to reconnect with childhood. And so, like seeing the Mario Galaxy movie and seeing Mario Galaxy come back and hear the music, and then just like being able to watch this direct, I think it made me emotional and the nostalgia factor of it all. It just felt like being that kid again who loves Mario and who loves games. I mean, our channel used to be called the Mario Fun Channel. I mean, like we've kind of shifted names a little bit to more of a family-oriented channel, but like I still find, that Mario element and video games in general to be incredibly fun. So I think they're just putting out some really good stuff, and I'm just excited to see what they do more in the future.
100%. And then Lizard, any final thoughts?
Um, this was a pretty solid direct. Some of the pricing stuff made me a little nervous, but otherwise, I am very, very pleased with it. There's not much I could say because I think that poison mushroom has taken away my last life. Um,
You're good. You're good.
but I would say that oh man, I'm so stoked about RE9 coming to the Switch too.
Yeah.
I know that's silly, but the only other platform I could purchase it on is on the Series S, and that would be a digital copy and not a physical copy. So the fact that I can continue collecting my physical Resident Evil games makes me a very happy camper. Um,
That's awesome.
that and Fire Emblem and Mario Galaxy movie and insert list of things that look
List
really
of
cool.
games. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, it had a really good blend, honestly, for the first ever September Direct. That's 60 or an hour long. I think it did really well. But with that, we're gonna go ahead and head off. I've been Crafty Type 1, and then down on the bottom left corner we have Darian, also known as the MFC or the Mario Fun Channel, and then right below me we have Lizards Pushing Buttons. Both of their channels will be in the description. You guys could check them out, and they do some awesome content. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comment section down below what was your favorite part if you made it this far into the video. I'll see you guys later. Bye.